Hello everyone, welcome back to the beta testing for Football Tactics and Glory World Cup DLC, which we hope will be released in the next few months. Today I'm going to just do some housekeeping, and then I will set up my core team, and then I will hopefully play a first match, but we'll see how that goes. So first of all, I just want to actually see if I can change the name of the continents just to see how if this works. So I'm going to rename continents, and I'm in within Jade Oracle, so that's my current one. And I'm going to go to region, and I'm going to try and change this. I'm going to go to region, and I'm going to try and name it Galaxia. And then so it'll be in Galaxia. So this continent will be called Galaxia because that's the name of it. So that's that done. So I go now to Americas, and Americas is a corporations, so I'm going to call that corporations, and in corporations, do that, and then I go to Asia, so that's universities, and we call that in universities, and finally we'll call this Marshall, and we'll call this in Marshall, and then we'll see if this works now. So I go back, it says the game is saving, and so the next thing we do is we go and see if it has actually worked. So if I go into the regions, you can see the regions have now changed. So that has worked. Now, I did want to also try and rename tournaments back to, and I think I did this before, but I wanted to try and put them back to default because I prefer to work from the default. It's easier because you can also see what these are supposed to be when they're in default. So I try and clear that. I said, do we want to delete changes on this page? Yes, I do. And I go back, and the game is saving. And let's see if see that hasn't changed up here. So and if I go back to rename tournaments again, it seems to suggest it's been in default, but maybe I need to run it forward or something. So let's see. Let's run it forward later, and we'll see. So we're at our first match, Empire City versus Urna-Asura, and here is my team. So what I'm going to do now is set up my core team just before I do anything else. So first of all, goalkeeper. We've only got one goalkeeper. He's very good actually. Normally, I would prefer two of the three skills, which is a strong goalkeeper, which he has. Reaction is a good one, and also playing out because that helps against crosses, and also against Olympic kick, although that's not quite such a serious issue these days. He does have long pass, which is actually a really useful skill for a goalkeeper because he can launch good counter attacks very, very quickly. So I don't mind that. For the moment, he's fine. I don't have a second goalkeeper. That's not actually that much of a problem. If you're playing every game, you just need to make sure you don't really make any tackles in the box. You just have to not tackle and not risk getting a yellow or red card. And goalkeepers never get tired enough to really have to be replaced or end up in the reserves, really. The only thing about this one, though, is if you do have a skill like long pass, there is a chance he could get tired if he uses it a lot. So that's an exception to that rule. A goalkeeper using long pass is more likely to get tired than a goalkeeper using one of the more passive skills that I normally prefer. So that's fine. Now we've got a sweeper here. He's not bad, but we've actually got one who's just as good. So it's a heifer. And he's actually got a skill. He's only got 2 defense less. A wee bit less control. So I think I would actually prefer him, but he's a good reserve though for the moment. So we'll do that. Now in defense, I usually like to have a core of 4. And I usually, but not always, have 1 sweeper, which I've got, and I like to have either 3 CDs, or maybe 2 CDs and a DF. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him out. Now he's actually pretty good. This guy, he's actually very interesting because he's got really good passing and he's got really good defense. He's actually got better passing and defense, so he could actually be quite a good DM. But we'll see how it goes. But for the moment, I'm actually going to replace him with Mage here. Now, the good thing about Mage is he has got Rainbow Feint, and if I put Mage here, then he can't go through Mage because he's got reaction. So even if he goes through here, then Mage might tackle him. But of course, now I'm a bit vulnerable on the flank. So to make it a bit more secure, I'm going to put a defender on the flank, and I'm actually going to put him on the flank. I'm going to try and change him into an RD, a right defender. So that's actually quite a good thing to do there. So in terms of attack, what have we got now? You can cross against these guys who don't have head play in here. If I go to one of these corners, you have a better chance of crossing into the middle. So that is a possibility, although he does have playing out. So maybe maybe trying crossing is not so good against him because he's got playing out. So ideally, I would have long pass and try and get the ball right into here if I can. Move one of my other FWs in there and use either Rainbow Feint or Cannon Shot to score. But at the moment, I don't actually have anybody with long pass. Well, nobody with long pass. So that's a bit of a disadvantage. I actually often like to play with a DM, but there's nobody really there with a DM. Although Gladia could be a good option. I don't normally play with more than 3 forwards, so I'll take one of these guys out. The CF is not that useful because he can't infiltrate in here. So at the moment, so I'll put him in there, and I'll put Gladia into the DM position. So we got a CM. And we got the CMs have got skills that aren't really useful for CMs for the most part because they're not usually going to be that far forward in the pitch to be able to score. They can have possibilities and there will be options sometimes with say set pieces when you could use these skills, but generally speaking, these are not great skills for CM. And if I was going to do anything, I would even be tempted to change him into an AM, and he has actually got AM points, but I'm not going to do that in this game because if he's got AM, I tend to find that Rainbow Feint's really good for AMs because they can actually create opportunities on the flank to create crosses. But I don't have an AM either, so that may be something I will do, but not in this game. So let's put in somebody who's a bit more useful. So we'll take him out. And see, he's got a slide tackle, that's pretty useful. He'll block him, and then I'm quite happy to him to be there. And I think I'll take out him and put in a right forward. Now this is the best way to attack this sort of formation because I could maybe get a penalty if he can break in. So I'm happy with these guys, I think actually I would prefer to have cannon shot, so I'll put no, actually, because he's that's fine. So I can try and get him in here, but the trouble is I don't have a long pass at the moment. Let's put in somebody else. Let's just put in this MF here. So I don't have any goalkeepers. Now he's got. I've got to decide whether I'm going to be using an LF or an MF. Now he's actually better in terms of getting in there. I don't really have long pass at the moment, so I'll leave that at the moment, and then I'll decide who I want to have as my reserves. As I say, since he's got playing, I'm not really going to try and use head play in any way. I think CFs aren't that useful at the moment, and I certainly don't need two CFs, both with cannon shots. So I may get rid of at least one of these guys. I may sell one of them because they both got similar skills, and I may probably sell Vera, who's the least good out of these two. So I'll replace him with a CM. I definitely want this LF. He's a good one to come in because he can go into the middle. But really, my main attacking options are going to be through my left and right forwards, I would say. So I'll leave that, and he's got pretty good. I'm actually tempted to change that like that for the moment. Because he's got cannon shot, if this opens up for some reason, then he might get an opportunity to use it. So I'll do that. My main attacking route is going to be through the right midfielder. So that's the core team set. I'm happy with the subs here. These suit who I'm going to play, I believe. But before I actually start, I am going to go and look at transfers. There's a couple things to note about transfers. If you see, it says scouting 0%. Now all these have percentages by them, which means they are uncertain. They are not necessarily the real. It could coincidentally be the real stat, but not as necessarily. So the scouting here is at 0%. So every time that scouting goes up, that will you will get closer to the actual results of these. You'll see what it says weak scouts. Now what happens is that if you need, depending on how many scouts you have a certain level, and above a certain level you can't scout them at all. So from here you can see that the weak scouts are everything above 80. So anything that's a level, that's this column here, oops, I didn't want to do that. But anyway, if anything that's this column here is 80, you can see that anything above 80 is weak scouts. I can't scout these. Now, to show why, I have to go back to the squad and the club, and you can see with scouts, got an average, they can scout footballs a level of 20 or lower. Now this has to be changed, because I think what this should say is that they can scout footballers with. What this is actually trying to say is that for every 1 star, you can scout a level of 20. So we have 4 stars, so we can scout up to level 80. I think that's what it's trying to say. That's not what this says. This actually says that they can't scout footballers above level 20, which is not correct. So this text will have to be changed if I have understood it correctly. So that's the thing to note there. Now, in terms of actual in terms of international agents, I'm not actually sure what they do. It seems to be something to do with searching maximum level of agents you can hire. So I can get 4 stars, but I'm actually not completely sure what scouts do. What agents do. I'm not actually sure what they do. This says the giftedness of open profiles is less than equal. But the thing is, currently, as far as I can see, I can scout. So if I go into table, I'll show you what I mean. So if I go into Wakanda and I pick the top team here, so if I go into a 5-star and I say buy, it says you're going to buy to go. So it suggests that even a 5-star, 100 level, I can still negotiate to buy. I may or may not succeed, but I can still negotiate. Now I'm not sure how that works, if I need an agent for that to succeed or not. So I'm not completely sure the dynamics between agents and actually buying players is at the moment. And it's not a system I normally use. I do not normally buy directly from teams. I usually use the scouting list. I'm usually quite happy with that. I mean, especially higher levels, you get loads here, and I could go to extended and I could go into international transfer market. And indeed, I think I might well do that. So let's send a scout to Wakanda. Let's send a scout to Panem. And to Dinamonica. I'll leave it at that for the moment because it's 300 each one. Don't want to spend too much, but we'll send some scouts there. So we've done that. So now we'll go on and look at the actual. No, first of all, I want to see if there's any transfers. Now, the certain things I would like. I like to have a DM, usually with slide tackle or interception, because it helps block passes. I like to have a super, which I've got. Sometimes I like to have a reserve goalkeeper, especially if I want to simulate in later matches. If I'm doing well and I've got some dead matches where I've already, say, won the league, then it's nice to have a reserve goalkeeper just in case your actual goalkeeper gets suspended in the match. But or you can use a reserve goalkeeper, so if he does get suspended, it doesn't matter so much. But I don't have one. There's an AM here. I don't think he's that good. And there's an MF. You've already got an MF. All the others here, I don't really see anybody who's that great. I would like to have another CD, and he's actually not bad. 4 million. I'd be tempted to buy him. So this is. I will actually buy this guy because he actually looks to be not too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly note down. I'm going to quickly note down the stats, so we can see the difference. So here he's got 49, 133, 71, 28. So that's his main stats, and his level's 88. So let's see what happens if I actually buy him. So I'm going to buy this guy because he's actually not bad. He's got passing of. He'd be a better midfielder. So I've actually changed my mind about this guy because he's got passing of 133. Again, he could actually be quite a good, potentially be quite a good DM, I suppose. But I would actually more likely make him into midfielder if I was going to use him like that. So maybe I won't actually buy him. He's interesting because he doesn't appear to have any skills. Although that's not certain, you never know, you might have. No, you probably won't actually. But the other thing is I tend to not want to buy players who are, when I'm in the top league and challenging for titles, I tend to not want to buy players that are less than 4 or 5 stars. So I have to think that they're going to be at least 4 or 5 stars. Now it's possible if one set shows 4 stars here that they could be a 3, that's fine. I don't want to look at 3 stars because they could be a 2. But they could also be a 4, so they might actually be all right. So you're not sure just by looking at this. But actually, what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to take the ones that really interest me, Let's take, for example, see, none of them have got really many skills, so it's not that appealing. But let's take, it's like this guy. He's quite interesting, and he's 2-star. No, but he's 2-star, so I'm not really interested in him. Let's take, maybe just as an example, I'll take one of the players who looks most interesting, which is, let's take him. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to his profile, and I'm going to go and put him on the watch list. And this is just to show what happens. So he's now on the watch list. So when I go back to this guy, his scouting should go up higher than everybody else's. So we'll go and look at the scouting after the match. So what I'm going to do now is play a match. So we got everything sorted out. He's in line. He's going to block him from doing just rainmaking through. Nobody has a long pass. If somebody had long pass, I would be tempted to actually draw them back right into the box. But nobody has long pass, so I think I can get away with not doing that. And they're not using any wing forward, so I don't need to block the wings at the moment. Nobody's got that great. I mean, he's got one level 1 head play, but no one's got. But I've got control of 203, so the chances of me losing a goal against him are not particularly high. So let's start the game. So I'm kicking off. So let's just start it and see how it goes. Okay, so first thing, I'm just going to go right for the break-in. Doesn't manage to get in, unfortunately. He can't really do anything. Now, and there's not really anybody want to move. The space in the box, so the best thing to do is just to give the goalkeeper some specialization points. Just moving back and forward, he gets 4 specialization points just by doing that. So I always do that if I'm able to. Another thing to talk about settings is that the speed, I like to have at 1.25. So a wee bit faster than normal speed, but not too fast as well. So we got Gladia here. Now, good thing about him, he's got slide tackle. So, and he failed. Oh, caused a foul. There you go. Yeah. First yellow card of the season for Gladia. Probably won't be the last. So we got a free kick here. So what we want to do here is make sure everybody's. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put him in the middle, so just in case anybody tries to rainbow fate him on either side. I pick the best defender I can to put here. I put Gladia up here, and I'm going to put him in here actually, and then see what they do. Passes it through, and the goalkeeper saves it. Now the good thing about having this is where long pass can be a very, very useful thing, because you can get the ball right to him. Although he's only got one level 1, that's not that great, I suppose. Or he could pass to here. Might just do that. Not take the risk going through the man. And now what I'm going to do is see if I can get it to him. And it works, does he? But he doesn't manage to keep the ball, unfortunately. Now, what if he's got level 7? He's got level 1 slide tackle. He's level 8. He's level 7. So oh no, but he's only an RF. So I'm going to actually move him into his position. So if he receives the ball, he can actually act as an RF. While if he's here, he wouldn't be able to do very much. I actually forgot he was not an FW. So is there anybody here who's got amazing passing skills? Doesn't look like it, so we'll just move Gladia back. He's going to pass out to the wing. He's actually got pretty good control. There's not really anybody there. I could also put it out to him. But I think I might actually just control here. He's got defense 80, and he does. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually succeed. He's got control 49. He's got defense 73, so I may as well try and tackle with him. He succeeds. So I'm going to try another. Well, it doesn't work this time. And I'm going to move in my RF because he's got good control. He might keep. Oh no, he doesn't need to because it's the last action of the turn. Of the half. So that's the first half. Let's look at substitutes. Look who's tired. He's looking a wee bit tired, so I am kind of tempted to. And should I do it? I think I will. I'll take him out. So I'll take him out, put the CM in, and then move my MF over, just so that he. Otherwise, he can't actually do anything with there. But I'll just block him. And I'll leave it at that for now. So what I might actually do is as a tactical change, I'm going to take out him and put in the Fandle. Now the reason I'm going to do this is because he's got level 3 head plate, and he's got Rainbow Foot. Now I can move him 2 squares into the middle here, and he will have a better chance with his head plate of getting the ball if I do a lofted pass to him. So that's the idea of there. He's still on the pitch for the moment, and everybody else in energy-wise looks fine. So I'm just going to continue with the second half. So Treyus manages to tackle in the centre, so here we go. So he doesn't have. So who's the best? He's got good passing. He's got even better passing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass out to him. Let's see if this works. I'm going to move him in, and I'm going to actually see if I can get the ball to him. It doesn't work, and it ends up being a goal kick. So their forward comes all the way back to collect the ball, decides to use Rainbow Feint to go lateral, just goes Rainbow Feint again. He's not got great accuracy, so the chances of scoring are low, and looks like he's realised that. Now he's motivated because he got embarrassed earlier, so he's coming back now. Because he's motivated, his chances of making the slide tackle are much better, and this time he succeeds. And this time he's going to try a long ball. He's got a good chance, 60-60, and it works. And I'm going to go and run into the corner. The game's not going fantastically well. Looks like it might end up in a 0-0 draw. We'll see. He's got control. Okay, so what I'm going to do here. Oh, he's got slide tackle. Usually I don't like left forwards and slide tackle, but this is an example where this could work out very well. So slide tackle, he slide tackles in. He's still motivated as well. Got a good chance of getting into the box, which he does, and then there's nobody. Now I've got a choice. I could either go for power shot or precision. His accuracy is really good. I'm going to go for precision shot because right at the end of the game, I think he's got a good chance of scoring. Let's see, and he does. There you go, 1-0. Let's see, he's actually pretty tired now, so I'm going to take him out, put the left forward on now. Gladius is a bit tired, but I'm going to leave him on because there's not really anybody else suitable to come in that position, and I think I need to keep it blocked there. As a tactical change, so if I want to, so as a tactical change, another thing I'll do just to shore it up a bit more, take Nefando and replace him with the right defender. So now we've got 6 at the back in for their last turn. So for their last actions, they've got 3 actions to score. If they don't score within their turn, then I will win the match if I don't do anything stupid. So here we go. So the thing I do here, we basically won the game. As long as I don't do anything really, really stupid, we've won the game. So he will move forward. He's got really good passing actually, and I would like to get him to get some SP. So the best thing to do is to do a lofted pass, because they've got 101 to 35. It's a good chance of succeeding. If I just do a regular pass, you'll get 1 SP. Yes, you'll only get 1 SP because it's not special. But if he does this lofted pass, you'll get 5 SP, so it's worth trying. It works, so you get 5 LD points. And then he's going to do exactly the same. He's going to pass to him the lofted pass to try and get some extra SP. Again, if he did it just along the ground, it would be 1. If he succeeds with a lofted pass, he'll get 5. So you may as well do that. And if he fails, he gets 2. So he still gets more for failing than he would by succeeding with just a normal pass. So let's see if he does. He does, and he gets 5 CM points. There you go. So that's the match over. So as you see, we're getting some SP there, and then we're going to the next thing. So that's the match. We get lots of ticket sales. Match victory. Goal difference is 1. Premier League bonus because we beat a relatively good team. So we're getting some nice glory there. There we go. That's Empire City winning their first match of the season in the first game. That's a good start. And then we see, and we weren't good enough to get into the team of the round, so we didn't get anything from that. So I suppose you could expect that from a dire 1-0 victory. There we go. And then we're back to the new one now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wide forward, and I will soon finish this session, which has gone a little bit over time. So we do that, see what the message is. It just says the scouts have delivered, and I'll look at that in the next game. But what I do want to do is just want to show you transfer here. Now you can see all the scouting's gone up by 1. Now he is on the Sin Cara is on my watch list. He's gotten up to 12. As you can see, all the percentage of scouting's gone up a little for everybody where we have scouts. Varies by percentage. I'm not actually sure why it varies by percentage. I'm not sure what the reason is, but it does. But that has gone up. Sin Cara has gone up to 12, and he's on the watch list as well. But there's people who've gone up more who are not on the watch list. So anyway, so that's that. Next session, I will look at the international transfer, see if we're going to buy anybody from there. But I would say that's it from now. So see you next time.